Hi, welcome back. So we have started seeing as part of DevOps tools one by one, all hands-on integration. For this class, we are going to discuss about how to integrate one Linux machine. That could be a Docker, that could be some application server. Basically, the idea is here. So you have some Jenkins, which is CA, which we are seeing past couple of classes. What is meant by actual Jenkins role? Say, for example, I have Docker machine in separate. This is my Docker machine, right? So whenever there is I am a developer, okay, I am fixing my code. So this I'm a developer, so I'm pushing the change of code in SCM, source code management. So in this case, I'm pushing into GitHub. So CI server keep on watching because I enabled the pipeline with Paul SCM. So during the polling, it detected the changes. So it started compile, and build, right? So once the build is over, I'm getting war file or jar file or ER file, right? So with this file, I want to create a Docker image, right? But the Docker infrastructure is somewhere else. Docker is some machine, right? So I want to copy this file first because this is a created application package, right? So this file first I have to copy to the relevant Docker machine. So in that Docker machine, I have to run some commands and basically a Docker file. And then in that Docker file, while creating an image, I want to add this war file or jar file or ER file. It depends on the application complex, right? So we will go this file to be added, and then the custom image has to be created. And once the custom image created, from that custom image, there should be a container has to be launched. So these are all has to happen from the CI server control, right? How to achieve this? Tomorrow, instead of Docker server, you may have some other application server, which is a Linux machine. So you want to have the similar functionality once your application is ready. Then using this application, you want to make some changes. Basically, this class will help you to achieve any server Linux server integration. You want to do some task after this application created, you want to achieve some task, right? So in this logic, you can very well go with this class. So let's go inside. As I stated a couple of times, I have created Cloud and Loud, that is the Jitter ID. And for this DevOps training, DevOps underscore tools underscore training. For this class, you stick with class 12. Okay, there is a Docker file. I will explain when you need this Docker file. And there is a text file. This is the detailed instruction I have prepared in this file. So let's go inside. We'll go one by one. Let's first open this file in another tab. Okay, so before going to this hands-on lab, you need to have two missions. One mission is Jenkins Linux mission. Okay, and there is another mission, another Linux mission. This is the Docker mission. So you need to have these two missions. So maybe you can create a 2 CPU 4 GB RAM. This also 2 CPU 4 GB RAM, right? If you have this two CentOS 7 machine, I created this hands-on lab in CentOS 7. So better you first practice with CentOS 7, then you can replicate with Ubuntu or Relevant OS. So this is the basic prerequisites you need to have. And also, if you have these machines in cloud, please make sure the SSH is enabled, because normally in cloud missions, the SSH most of the time you have to enable manually. We'll see the steps also. Let's go inside. Install Docker CentOS 7. So I have created just bare metal 2 machine. The first machine is Jenkins name. The another machine is Docker. So let's open SSH. Let's open SSH. Okay. What is the instruction? So install Docker in CentOS 7. So let's go to this step. Previous classes I have explained this. So I have given the same link. So we will do the same because I have just created bare metal Linux machine. So in this, there is a two step. One is Ubuntu installation and CentOS installation. Since we have CentOS machine, we will go with the CentOS installation. So let's go and install it. So this is my Docker machine. Let's wait for a few seconds to come for the login prompt. Sometimes in Google Cloud, it will take. Let's see Jenkins server is came. Let's connect it again. So there was some network slowness. So we got the SSH prompt. So let's log in first to root. In Jenkins machine also, let's log in as a root. Okay. So now go for the Docker step. So we are going to install some prerequisites as per the instructions. Okay, in Docker machine. I'm doing everything in Docker machine, not Jenkins machine. So, and then we are adding the Docker repository because machine has to know where to download the softwares packages, right? So we are installing the Docker Community Edition. Docker Community Edition. Now we will start the Docker and persistent across reboot startup also. We are enabling it. So let's wait for a few seconds. The Docker Community Edition is getting installed. It's a big package, so it is getting some time. Yes. So now we will start the service, Docker service, and also persistently we are enabling it. And the Docker, okay, we will wait for this step. I'll explain when we need to do this. Come down. What is the next step? Install and configure Jenkins. So as I explained in a previous class, I'm opening the same link now. So we have a Jenkins machine, CentOS machine created. So we are going to perform this command in this. So there is a Jenkins installation.txt. Go there, come down. So we are going to install this prerequisites and all relevant packages. Let's wait for a few seconds. It's getting installed. So the time is getting synced. This is mandatory. Most of the time it will be okay, but we don't want to take any chances. So we will first finish this all the commands. Then we need to configure the environment variables we have seen in the previous exercise classes. So we are setting up the proper environment variable Java home and Maven home and adding to the path. Okay, so I'm just saving it. Right, quit. Okay, and I don't want to log off and log in. So let's go for source. Okay, now come down, check the Maven version. Yes. So now come down, configure the Jenkins key. Let's configure. Okay. And now install Jenkins. Okay, the repository we haven't added, so we will add the repo file because machine doesn't know from where to install. We forgot. So Jenkins is installed now. Now we will start the services. Systemctl restart Jenkins, systemctl, and across reboots we need to restart the service, and also status. Yes, it's running. Come down. So Jenkins server IP address. What is the Jenkins server IP address? So in Jenkins server, this is the IP address. So we will go here, say port 8080, copy this, go back here. Docker installation we just finished. So we will use this space. First time we are opening it. So it will ask the administrator password. As I said, copy this, go to Jenkins machine, cat the file name. So take this password, go back to your browser, copy paste, and then you can set the install suggested plugins. Click the first option, wait for a few seconds. So it will install all default plugins automatically. So once it's configured and installed, then we need to set up the login credentials one time. Let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, so now I am going to type Cloud and Loud is my username. Password is 12345. 12345, because as I said multiple times during the learning, always put it as a very simple password. People are often giving a very complex password. We are not trying to prove anything. We are just trying to learn. So go for very simple password, which you remember always. Full name is I wanna try one more time. So I'm giving my mail ID.com and then say save, continue, save and finish. So now the Jenkins server is almost ready, but we need to do couple of configuration also. As I said, go to manage Jenkins. In this, there is a important plugins. Go for dashboard view plugins, manage plugins, and then say available and search that plugin dashboard view. Yes, select it. And there is a build pipeline. Take this, copy paste and say build pipeline. Yes, I'm selecting it. And then one more important pipeline is deploy to container. These are all we have seen in the past classes. So copy paste, deploy to container. So say install without restart. Now, one more step is pending to make sure the Jenkins is working fine. Basically, we need one working Jenkins server and one Docker working Linux machine. So we have two machines, right? So go back to dashboard, go back to manage Jenkins, go back to global tool configuration. We need to set Java home, Maven home, and JIT. So add JDK. So in this case, we have installed Java 1.8.0. I don't want to go for automatically because I want to keep multiple Java version, depends on the application in each pipeline. So Java, what is the Java home? So go back, and you have already set Java home, or else you can recollect your environment variables. Come down, Maven. What is the Maven version? MVN version. So user local Apache Maven. I don't want automatically. So Maven home is this. So Maven Maven 3.5.4. So always give a correct version so that you can keep multiple one. Say save it. So we are good to go. So as I said, we have now two missions. Okay, there is a two mission. This mission is Jenkins CI server, and this mission is as of now we are using one Linux machine with Docker. In future, you apply the same logic for any server. As long as this machine can able to log in and execute, you can apply the same logic for any server for your projects. So now go back to the steps. So this now everything is fine. Now, as part of this class, go to your Docker machine, create, because you remember in production or in real-time projects, if you have some server, right, you want to manage all the clients, definitely there will be a functional user ID, common user ID using the key, or there are a lot of ways you can achieve this, right? But as of now, one system user ID should be common everywhere. So since we are going to talk about Jenkins to everywhere, I am going to create Jenkins user ID here also, right? So mission 1 Jenkins server. So mission 2 also I am setting up Jenkins user ID, so that from here to here I can able to log in Jenkins user itself. Okay, create user in second Linux machine. In this case, right now we have a Docker machine, right? So you install wget, because there is a Docker command while running. We will run wget, do download. At the time, you will get the error. So I'm installing in Docker machine. There is a wget package, and then you need to create a Jenkins. So while creating a Jenkins, I'm making sure my home directory also like Jenkins server, var lib Jenkins. So I'm going to create it, and then come down. Let's verify it has been created or not. Yes, it got created. Now you set the password. As I said, set the password very simple. I'm going to say CNL cloud on loud. So CNL 1 2 3 4 5 and say CNL 1 2 3 4 5. Make it very simple. We are not going to prove anything. We are just learning as a beginner. So come down and install JIT, because there is a repository also has to be downloaded. Either you can club both package in one single command if you want. So, and then you need to add Jenkins now to Docker group. Okay, let's go to Docker. So added. So first step is finished. Second one, exchange SSH keys from where to where. This is my server. What is the server? This is the Jenkins, right? Okay, from here via application, I'm going to do some task. This is my Docker machine, right? So while talking from application to application, the mission level, there should not be any authentication. Of course, you can control it through keys, but what I'm saying is you need to exchange it. So from here, from Jenkins server, from Jenkins user, you copy the keys, right? So once copied from here, if you try to log in, you can log in without any password, because you already exchanged the trust, right? The exactly that is what we are going to do it, right? So since I am using Google Cloud, right, the SSH is not enabled. So let us check SSH. What is the machine name? Docker. Say yes. Okay, so we need to enable it. Where we need to enable, there is a file etc SSH. You need to do this in both machine, because I'm using both machine from Google Cloud. So I'm opening this file. Go to password authentication. By default, it should be no in cloud machines. So go here, disable this, okay, and enable this, save it, Either you can run this command systemctl restart sshd or service sshd restart. It's up to you. So vi go here because both are CentOS machine only. So password authentication, I am just disabling it and I am going to enable password authentication. Yes. If you want, you can configure via key. So service, I'm doing both so that you can, sorry, there is a typo. SSHD again, restart. Okay. So now both machines can able to talk via SSH. Now come down. So in Jenkins server, in Jenkins user, first you need to log in as a Jenkins user because I'm a root in Jenkins machine. So log in as a Jenkins user. From there, first you generate a key, SSH key, you generate it. I'm just going by default settings, enter, enter, enter. Now you ensure you have the keys. Yes, we have key Jenkins user and at the Jenkins machine name also. Now you can exchange the keys between the Jenkins machine, right? The Docker machine. So if I execute this command from here to here, the SSH keys will be exchanged. After that, there won't be any password needed. So enter it, say yes. So what is the password we set while creating the username in Docker machine? Jenkins username CNL12345, right? Added. So to verify from Jenkins machine, say SSH Docker. So there is no password. I'm good to go. So this step is finished. And go to your Jenkins console, install this plugin. Go back to your Jenkins console, manage plugins, and go to available and say publish over SSH. Okay, install the plugin. So we are installing it. See, Unix level we have exchanged the keys, but from the Jenkins console level, you need to ensure you are able to reach out. So what is the fourth step? Integrate Linux machine into, see, nowhere I mentioned Docker. So it could be a Docker machine, it could be any Linux machine. That is what I'm trying to convey. So you apply the same logic for any of your purpose, right? So Linux machine, go to Jenkins console. There is a typo. Go to Jenkins console. Go to system configuration. Yes. So we went to manage Jenkins. We went to system configuration. Configure system. Click this, and we will follow the step. And go to publish over SSH section. So we install one plugin, right? Come down. Go to that section which newly installed. See, publish over SSH. If you want in production, you can also configure the keys. Okay, come down. SSH servers, add it. You can add n number of servers. So you set the name. What is the name? Docker hyphen, say this is a staging machine or dev machine. Dev server. You can name it anything. By seeing the name, you should remember, right? And host name. Host name should be, what is that? So go here. Host name should be Docker, right? So I given. And username. Username is Jenkins or whatever functional user ID you are using in your production environment. What is a remote directory? Go back to the step. Remote directory is var lib Jenkins, right? So Jenkins, and then click advanced, right? Come down. Use password authentication or a different key. If you want, you can set up a new key, passphrase or password. So I am going with password. So if you want, you can set up the key, SSH key, and paste it here. CNL 12345 I'm giving, because that is a password we created in the second machine. So I am saying apply, say test connection. So success, save it. So we are good to go. Step 4. Now step 5, create a new pipeline and execute just application build. So before going to the actual one, we will first try a small pipeline. New item, we can say just war file build. Okay, war file build, and then say Maven project. Okay, and I have mentioned, where is that? So this is, we can close it. So create a new pipeline and execute just application build. As I said, there is a application, small application repository. Go back Git. Okay, and we can go here, Cloud and Loud. There is a repository. There is a small application. You can take this Maven underscore demo, small Java application. Take this repository URL, go here and paste it. Okay, come down. So we are just going to say save and say build now. So this we already seen in couple of classes. Again, I'm repeating because you have to keep do this to make sure you are good in these steps, so that we are slowly adding the patches, integration with a new tool, integration with monitoring, and additional steps after the build. Let's wait for a few seconds. So now we will get the war file created. Okay, see, there is a war file got created. Now we need to achieve something different, right? So go to dashboard. First, go to the steps. So this step also we have completed, and create new pipeline, start a new container. Before go to this step, go back to your Docker machine. Okay, ensure what is the Jenkins user ID. So log in this Docker machine using the Jenkins user ID. Okay, now you run this command docker info. If you are able to run this command, you are good to go. And what is the password present working the home directory var lib Jenkins, and ensure there is nothing. Also, you run docker images, no images, docker ps-a. Sorry, there is a typo mistake. See, there is no container is running, there is no images there. We are good to go. Now come back here. You need to create a pipeline. Okay, so how to create a pipeline? The same way, new item. Now docker image execution. Okay, execution. Docker image execution, and say Maven project. Come down. What is the application? Small application repository. This is the application repository. Come down. There is a JIT. Give the application repository. Come down and go back to the step, clearly saying in post build actions, in post build, right? Post build actions, click this here deploy artifacts to Maven repository, right? Send build artifacts over SSH. So search that option, send build artifacts. Artifacts means some created war file, some config, right? So click this and go to that section. See whatever we added like this. You may have multiple servers for multiple purpose. This is very useful method. So you select which server you want to utilize this as part of this pipeline. Come down, there is a source files. So source files, so the game of life, if you go back and previous pipeline, the log, this is the directory we have. The war file got created. So I want this war file and put it here. Okay. And then while copying also, this directory structure will be created. Okay. But I don't want the entire directory structure. I want just a file. So remove this directory. If you don't give this directory, what will happen is from Jenkins server to Docker machine also, this directory structure will be created. Under this, the .war file will be copied. I don't want. I want my home directory, this war file alone have to be copied. That is my expectation, right? So go back. Now, go back to the step. If we give the above in the Jenkins home directory folder, the war file will be saved in the Docker machine. So that means the Docker machine will only have the war file. Now what I need to do? Either you can create a Docker file in the Docker machine, but I want to do everything in the command line itself, right? Come down. So if you go back to the steps, right, I placed the Docker file also. Click this, click raw. This is the URL I have pasted in this. See here, this is the URL, right? So basically what I'm doing is, let me copy this, I will explain, right? So this command, it's a very simple Linux commands, right? Copy this and you can say, you can split it up. Okay, you can split it up with sleep and Docker build and sleep and send Docker. So basically this is one command. I'm going inside the directory, and inside the directory I'm downloading the Docker file. And you remember already in this directory, using this pipeline, we copied the war file, game of life war file already copied, right? After that only we are executing, which means while executing this, already the war file also is there. So the Docker file we have downloading, and while downloading we are giving some time, wait 30 seconds, because sometimes there will be error continuously if you execute, because this need Docker file as well as war file, right? So I'm giving sleep, and then I am executing the custom image. I'm creating a custom image, right, with the name of DevOps image tagging. And again I'm giving, because this build will take some seconds, so better you give some 30 seconds sleep. And then I am giving this image, whatever I created, run it in a detached mode, and port 8080 I'm mapping. Okay, and what is the image? This is the image I created. At that image only I am calling for the execution. It's a very straightforward. So the same, go back. This is the exact I'm going to give, where you need to give the execute command. Give it. Okay, and then come down, say save. Again I'm saying, again I am going to show you there is nothing is there, even there is a images, right? So to make sure, okay, to make sure you can just say watch, say -n1, right, Docker images, wait for it, and immediately you also go and open one more window, Docker window. This is just for a major understanding. You can get the more clarity level. Open the SSH putty window in one more time, so that similar command you can run. Instead of Docker images, run docker space ps space -a, so that you also monitor the container. First monitor the image creation as well as the container launch. Then you test the actual URL, so that you need to learn like this. While doing the hands-on, you have to do like this practice, so that in interview or in client discussion, you can project yourself that you have a hands-on. No one will doubt on you. So let's wait. There is some time taking. It's okay. So we are going here. I'm going to build now. Let's wait one more second. So this normally the Google Cloud nowadays, it's taking some time to connect. Yes. So now go back and say font increase control ++, and I'm going to execute the same command here. SU, because I want to run this command as a Jenkins user. So login this. Okay, I'm going to say first sudo su and then from root. So now you run watch-n every 1 second. What is the command you want to run? Docker ps-a. Sorry, Docker ps-a. So in this, keep it. So I am going to execute the build now. Click the build now. Now war file will be created, as well as that war file also will be copied to game of life, gameoflife.war, to be copied to another machine. So let's increase the font size and also the logging. See, it's trying to log in the Jenkins and trying to execute the Docker file. Let's wait for the logging. So it's trying to execute the command now. Very soon we will get this output. We should get the output here. So now what is happening is, from Jenkins server to Docker dev server, it's trying to log in. As per this file, it is going here and then downloading. Let's even we can check what is the ls file in the home directory. Yes, see here, it got downloaded. It got this file also got copied. Let's check the images. Yes, see here, DevOps image got created, and let's go here immediately. Now it has to wait for sleep 30 seconds, and then it has to execute the container. Wait for some time, because we set the sleep 30 seconds. It's a safer side. It's a best practice always. So success. So wait for some time. See here, now the container also got launched in a detached mode. Let's go and check. This is the Docker machine. What is the IP address? This is the IP address. So go here, :8080. What is the IP application? Game of life. This is the URL. I mentioned this in the step itself. Come down. See here, game of life. I mentioned. So this IP address may be changed for you. So copy this, okay, and put it in some browser. enter. You should get yes. So we haven't done anything. Even if you want to enable this automated, go here, enable the poll SEM polling, and then you create some code, some file logically, but technically it will trigger this pipeline, right? See here. So you are getting this, right? So you can integrate with Slack. Slack will get the notification, right? So this is how you need to apply this logic. It's very easy, right? But you need to understand like this. You need to open 2 window or 3 window wherever it's required, so that you know what is happening, right? Thanks for everyone. Stay tuned. We will come up with more hands-on sessions. Thanks.